Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive weekend. Happy holidays to the nation, man, and to the mob. You know what I mean? We in the building for sure. You know what I mean? But for the holidays, man, we got a great gift coming up with a spectacular card out there in Saudi Arabia, man. Shout out to His Excellency, Turkey. You know what I mean? I believe that's his name for making these fights happen, man. Joseph Parker, Deontay Wilder, Otto Wallin, Anthony Joshua, Dimitri Bivol, London Arthur. It's a great card, you know what I mean? Jarrell Miller versus Daniel Dubois. There's also something I'm looking forward to seeing on the card, man. And I just wanted to provide my overall thoughts on the weigh-ins, you know what I mean? Let's start with the most exciting one that we had actually seen, which was Jarrell Miller and Daniel Dubois, man. It was definitely heated in that joint. You know what I mean? Definitely heated. Jarrell Miller seems like he's really trying to get in Daniel Dubois' head, and I ain't gonna lie to you, Dubois is coming off extremely emotional. You know what I mean? I feel like he looked from how the way he was approaching, he was biting his lip and all, like he was genuinely angry. You know what I mean? And that might be something that may play in Jarrell Miller's favor. You know what I mean? But maybe anger may be something that'll help Daniel Dubois. That'll motivate Daniel Dubois. You know what I mean? Because it could hurt you like it did against Mike Tyson when he got angry and got frustrated. It could hurt him in that situation where he biting ears and shit. Or it could help him and motivate him like Oscar De La Hoya. Whenever Oscar De La Hoya got angry at somebody, it was like one of the worst things you could do because it motivated him dramatically. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see. You know what I mean? But real, that push sounded like a Ric Flair slap. You know what I'm saying? Slapped the shit out of Daniel Dubois' chest. And, you can tell that really got Daniel Dubois emotional. He was genuinely upset. And it took a little while for him to calm down. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see how that fight goes. I think Jarrell Miller is going to win. You know what I mean? Based off of the pressure that he applies and his volume. If he's a sane fighter post the failed drug test, that he should be able to overwhelm Dubois and may possibly even stop him. But if he's not defensively responsible, Daniel Dubois is a big puncher. And he could get Jarrell Miller out of there if he gets careless. So it's a 50-50 fight in all honesty. But I'm leaning towards Jarrell Miller. You know what I mean? I'm leaning towards him. And plus, he almost got a 100-pound weight advantage over Daniel Dubois as well. So that's something that we have to look at as well and take into consideration. Although that may mean that Jarrell Miller might not be in the best shape. You know what I mean? I think he came at 333 pounds. And I think Daniel Dubois came at 239. But yeah, there's that, man. I got Jarrell Miller edging that one. Moving on to Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker, man. That's another great fight. You know what I mean? Definitely long overdue in all honesty, because I remember at one point in time, they were supposed to fight each other for a unification bout. You know what I mean? But Joseph Parker went the other route and ended up falling into Eddie Hearn's plans and fighting Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? And things of that nature. So we never got to see that fight. You know what I mean? I guess he thought Anthony Joshua was a safer bet. They might have been paying him more. Who knows? But nonetheless, they're fighting now. Looking at Joseph Parker, man, he may pose some threats to Deontay Wilder. He might get through the first few rounds, in all honesty, because, you know, his whole objective is going to be to avoid that right hand. And being that he was with Ben Davison had some experience against Deontay Wilder with that first fight with Tyson Fury. So he may have a pretty good strategy on how to avoid that right hand, in all honesty. And as long as he's able to do that, he may have success. However, I don't know if Joseph Parker is going to be able to avoid that right hand for 12 consecutive rounds. For 36 minutes, I can't see that man having a perfectly, like a perfect defensive fight. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see that happening. So I think eventually that right hand's going to catch up to Joseph Parker, and he will get hurt. And if he doesn't get hurt, he will get slept. And Deontay Wilder is one of the best finishers of the game. But there's some questions around Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Considering the fact that he's 38 years old, and although he had fought around this time last year, it was only a one-round fight. So it could be looked at as him being extremely inactive. You know what I mean? But Deontay Wilder came in, I believe, around 215 pounds, 213 pounds. I forgot exactly what it was. But I did say on my live that typically when Deontay Wilder is between 210 to 215 pounds, that's when he's at his best, and that's when he's the most dangerous. You know what I mean? So I got Deontay Wilder knocking out Joseph Parker within 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? But if it's earlier than that, I would not be surprised at all. Now, moving on to Otto Wallin versus Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? And by the way, Wilder and Joseph Parker had a pretty calm stare down and things of that nature. Nothing too intense. Just seemed like something regular, you know what I mean? Just part of their routine as fighters, you know what I mean? And it was similar with Otto Wallin and Anthony Joshua. Now, Otto Wallin is a dangerous fighter, you know what I mean? I think he has a tougher matchup stylistically than Deontay Wilder, although Joseph Parker is more accomplished, being a champion and things of that nature. I think that stylistically, Otto Wallin being a southpaw and having some type of boxing ability, having some finesse to his game, some athleticism, he may pose some problems for Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? I can honestly see him giving him a lot of trouble. But considering the fact that Anthony Joshua is the more experienced fighter at a high level, I think that his experience will play a factor in this fight, and the reason why he'll win a unanimous decision over Otto Wallin. I don't think he'll knock out Otto Wallin at all, but he's very capable of doing so because he is one of the biggest punchers in the division. You know what I mean? So that's my take on the whole situation, man. I'm really looking forward to that fight. And let me not count out Dimitri Bivol versus London Arthur. London Arthur definitely got some skills, but I just think that Dimitri Bivol is the best light heavyweight in the world at this present time. And I think that that's going to play a factor. You know what I mean? I just think that there's levels to this. And although London Arthur is a talented fighter, I think that Dimitri Bivol is just on another level as of right now, man. He's coming off a win against one of the pound-for-pound most popular fighters in the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's beat the Joe Smiths. He's beat the Gilberto Ramirez's of the world, all former champions. You know what I'm saying? So his resume is definitely stacking up, and I think that he's going to come in extremely confident in this fight his fight, and I think that he'll come out with a unanimous decision as well. So my picks for this fight are going to be Dimitri Bivol, Jarrell Miller, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Simple and plain, you know what I mean? But there may be an upset in this mix, you know what I mean? Because like I said, Otto Wallin is a dangerous fight for Anthony Joshua in all honesty. But we'll just have to wait and see, man. I also see Frank Sanchez is on the card as well. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So I'm going to be tuned in the whole night, you know what I mean? But that's my take on the whole situation, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What are y'all predictions for this fight right here, man? I provided mine and I told you why, so let me know in the comments. You know what I mean? This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.